Hey, ladies and gentlemen, most welcome to this space. Fantastic. Um, I just want to know, Ivan, are you there? Ivan,
Yeah,
are you there?
I'm here. I'm available.
Okay, can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, hi, Joshua. Hi, Lynn, David, Heath, Isaac, Bob, Trent, and everybody that is joining us for this wonderful space. You're most welcome. So, Ivan, as we get started into this, I will ask you just to introduce yourself once again. We could be having new listeners this week that did not listen to us last week on this episode of Forex Trading Simplified. Just give us a brief intro of yourself, then we get started into the conversation.
Okay. My name is Ivan Abaho. Those who don't know me, I'm a Ugandan. I live in South Africa currently. I I do forex trading as my full-time job from morning to evening. I think that's all to know about me. Maybe if we get more questions in the future.
Okay, fantastic. What's your favorite food, by the way? What's your favorite Ugandan dish?
Uh, I think Matoka and Enshabwe because I'm from the West.
Oh, you're just thinking. You don't give us
Because
the actual one.
personally, my favorite food is not from is it's not a local dish.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, fantastic. And who is your favorite Ugandan artist, musician at that?
Waiki Benda.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So, Ivan, today we want to actually expound on the conversation we started last week.
Mm,
We actually had an introduction to Forex trading.
yeah.
We broke down all the myths, all the beliefs that people have been lied to, all the things people have been made to believe. And we categorically stated that Forex trading is a real industry that is actually everywhere in the world. And people continue to trade Forex every single day. So today, we want to deep dive a bit. We want to get onto those first steps. Just as we prepare to, learn more, we want to know what are the real basics that one needs to at least have an idea about as we get started into Forex trading. Now, one of the reasons, dear listeners who are listening to us for the very first time, we decided to start these conversations so that we could actually, be able to help other people tap into this opportunity. Personally, I am one person that had resented Forex trading for some good time. And I later on discovered that it was because of my little bit of ignorance that I thought it was actually not something that I could do. And later on, I started doing a course and reading actually on my own, then until I had to get people to come in and support me. And Ivan is one of those that has really given me a huge hand. Now, as this journey kickstarts, we thought it important that maybe this could be the time to talk to other Ugandans, to share with other Ugandans and see, could we make an industry out of this? Could we take the opportunity? Because we know so many people that have saved their savings and end up being gatekeepers, end up being drivers in the Abu Dhabi and everything like that. So we're saying, can we be able to also create some bit of skills and knowledge in this industry and become better and also tap into the opportunities? So, Ivan, do you have a recap from last week for those that may be joining us for the very first time, just before we deep dive into today's questions?
Okay. Before we continue, uh, I'm just so happy to see that we have a celebrity here, Mr. Cheptegei, as our listener. I watch him every day here. I enjoy what he does for the country. He represents us so well. So, about the recap for last week, we talked about the myths in forex trading and uh, we were trying to make people understand what is really forex trading and why they should not take the wrong way doing it and take the right route. And in that, we talked about start from learning. Learning is the main focus to start with in trading. If you don't learn and you just go straight in because you want to make quick money, that's where you're gonna land into problems. Because most people come into forex to get quick money because they see people who go on Instagram flashing around with cars and nice places. They are living in nice places and what and cash, and they think that's forex trading. And literally, that's not forex trading. And we want to tell the story, the real story of forex trading, and how you should take it from start to. There's no ending in forex trading. From start to where you will be doing it yourself without anybody's assistance.
Fantastic. Well done, Ivan. So we just want to go straight into today's topic. Now, we have some few questions that I'm going to be asking you,
So
Ivan. And
before you
yes,
go
yes,
into
Ivan.
today's topic,
Yes, please. Yes, please.
asked about what are the key factors one should know before engaging into forex trading, like the things that you need to know from the go. And I wanted to give out some pointers. Maybe those who are listening while noting down, they can write down a few of these things, because if you're doing forex trading as a retail trader, these things are so important and you need to know them before you can even start your journey of forex trading. So maybe I do that first, or you're gonna ask the question first.
I think you can do that first. And maybe what I would want to encourage our listeners to do is kindly, if you can be able to take just a little bit of some notes, because you see, learning never stops. You could actually expound on what Ivan is going to share on your own, but it is always very important to note down some few important things that will guide you even as you do your reading. So I encourage all of you guys, if you have somewhere you can be taking some notes, this is going to be a good journey for us. Everybody needs to be on board so we can all move together. Ivan, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, forex trading, you need to know, the first thing you need to know is what is forex trading, as what is it all about. That's the first thing you need to know. So I think for somebody who doesn't know anything about forex trading, that's the first thing they should note down. If even after here, you can go back and go on YouTube or on Google and do your own research as a person and read more about, because YouTube is like a free university. Every information is there. You just need to have data, which I think data these days is kind of affordable, although we have inflation affecting us. But I think everyone can afford to have data to learn, because most people use it even for useless purposes. But you use it to go on WhatsApp and watch people in groups talking and what sharing music and videos. But what you need to know, the internet is there for you for free to learn. Everything is there. You don't need to go anywhere else. So that's the first thing you need to learn. Second thing, you need to learn about currency pairs, because that's all we do in forex trading. Currency pairs is the main focus, because after knowing what forex trading is, the next thing you need to know, which currency pairs am I going to trade? What is affecting this currency pair? How am I going to trade this currency pair? And more things that we'll talk about in the future. Then, as a retail trader, you need to know a little bit of these things. You need to know what is a lot size, what is a pip, what is buying, what is selling, what are forex orders. You need to know a bid, ask, and spreads, all those kind of things, because you'll be trading using a broker. And we talked about what a broker is last week, and we said we'll have a bigger topic about brokers in the future, and I don't think it's today. because brokers is a very big topic, and it's towards the end of your first category of running, because you need to go into certain steps, to go through certain steps while learning. So to learn about a broker, you need to first learn these topics I've pointed out, like currency pairs, lot sizes, pips. Then once you reach the stage of choosing a broker to use to trade, then we'll be teaching about what are brokers and how to choose the correct broker to use while trading. We'll also teach about risk management and discipline in forex trading, because uh, even if you're the best trader in the world and you don't have discipline, you don't have risk management, your risk management is so bad, trust me, there's nothing you're gonna get out of the forex market if you can't control your risk management and your risk appetite. And yeah, I think those are the things I wanted to point out. Those who are, I think I was going through them so quick, but we'll be teaching them one by one or talking about them one by one in the future. So you can note down the things you've had and go back after this and check for yourself to learn more about them.
Fantastic. So, first things first, what is Forex trading?
Okay, I think this forex trading is the genesis of everything in forex trading. When you want to know about forex trading, you need to know what is forex, because forex and forex trading are different things. But you need to know, first of all, what does the word forex mean and what does the word trading mean. Forex is a short term of foreign exchange. Foreign exchange is the exchange of currencies on the global market. So for us to we cut it and call it forex, because saying foreign exchange is gonna be a long word that you can't use every day talking about forex trading. So we cut it and call it forex. And most times other people refer it to as FX. It's the same thing. It doesn't change the meaning of the word. And to know more about forex trading, you need to know that the forex market is the biggest exchange market in the world for trading currencies. But you need to know there are different types of trading too. We learned what forex is. Now there is trading. With trading, there are a lot of things you can trade in this world. You can even trade. There are different types of trading, and there are different things you can trade. You can trade your shoe for a clothes, that's barter trading. You can trade your cash for something you're going to buy in the shop. You can trade cash for cash. You can trade another currency with another currency. That's what we are talking about today. But there is also trading of commodities. There is commodities like stocks and indices. There's also cryptocurrencies. The cryptocurrencies are like Bitcoin, Ethereum, those kind of things. They are also traded. But for us, I think we'll be focusing mainly on the forex part of trading. Personally, I trade some stocks, but with stocks, I do only buy and hold for some time, and also cryptocurrencies. But there are people who trade them. They are kind of complicated, but for a starter, I think it's better to start with forex trading. Then you can move into those other things, because they are too complicated. And if you start in cryptocurrencies, because of their volatility and a lot of factors that make them change every day, you will end up losing a lot of money in the start. But with forex trading, with forex, most of the currencies that we trade on the international market are very stable. For example, the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Great Britain pound, the Japanese yen. those are some stable currencies that are not gonna wake up tomorrow and they have changed from, for example, Bitcoin in the last few months, it lost about almost 50%. The US dollar is not gonna lose 50% in a few months. It might lose 50%, but it's gonna take it years, if not decades, to lose its value about 50% or even gain 50%. Because in trading, we don't only buy, we also sell. So I can bet against the US dollar or bet on it to succeed or to fall. That's part of Forex trading. And another thing you need to know is that the money in Forex trading, you cannot finish it in as a person. We trade almost across the whole world. There is almost $6 trillion traded in a single day every
Ivan,
day.
can I give you a testimony?
Yeah.
So so the first time I got onto trading and with the binary trading, like sell, buy, and you're all monitoring the screen and stuff like that. So I made some good money, like I made some good dollars and I almost doubled like what I had on my account. But
Mm.
for some reason, I had the greed. Trust me, I had the greed. I was like, oh, now that I've made some money, let me stick in the market. Let me stick in the market. And I remember I spent many, many, many hours on my screen. But trust me, at the end of the day, I actually made losses because I spent too many hours in the trade. Even when I was supposed to move out, I stayed because of the excitement. So when you talk about having the zeal that you can finish the money, you really just can't finish the money. So I actually ended up blowing my account because after I made the money, I stayed for too long and I ended up making losses. So I somehow relate to what you're saying.
Okay. I remember you telling me about binary trading. For a start, I would advise you don't even search what is binary trading, because that's another thing I'll talk about another time. But don't look even into binary trading. It's kind of a quick in and out situation. You will make money in a very short time, like betting, and lose it in a very short time. But here we are not talking about betting. Forex trading, most people think it's like betting. It's not betting, because there are technical technical tools you have to put in Forex trading. If you're doing it, you're not just gonna go like Arsenal versus Manu. Which one is on form? I'll pick Manu. It's on form, and you just put on your money. And next thing, you either win or lose. Even if money is not on form, you might is not on form. It might beat Arsenal, and you end up winning. That's a chance, probability. In Forex trading, we don't take chances. Okay, I was talking about how much money is traded around the world in the forex market. Almost $6 trillion every day. And trust me, you won't finish that money. You can take what you can take, and you leave the rest for others. So if you come into the forex market, one thing you should learn from the start: always control your greed. For example, I'll give you an example of myself when I was starting. I used to set goals. I used to set goals that today I want to make $20. If the trades I have haven't reached $20, I wouldn't get out of the market. But it was because I didn't know of certain factors that affect the market, that even if you've made some profit, take what you've got for the day and leave the rest for others. Because sometimes you might want to wait until you hit your take profit. I'll teach about what is take profit, what is stop loss. So certain terms that I'm using right now that some of you don't understand, we shall talk about them more in the future. But right now I'll use them because I don't have other words I can be using to explain them. So another thing you need to know about forex trading is that everyone in the world does forex trading, whether you know it or you don't know it. Because most countries don't produce their own goods, and those which produce their own goods, they also have other things they need from other countries. So for a certain country to get to buy goods from one country from another country, they need to use a currency of that country. For example, if let's say Uganda is buying oil from Abu Dhabi, it's not gonna pay in Uganda shillings. It has to either pay, because most countries accept the US dollar, so it has to either pay using the US dollar or the, I don't know the currency they use in what, in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai. It's called the AED. I don't know what's its name, but I know it's abbreviation. So you have to pay in that, or you have to pay in the US dollar. So for you to pay, to pay in US dollars, you have to go to the international market to exchange that money. And for you to exchange that money to the US dollar to go and buy oil from Abu Dhabi, you need to do forex trading. So everyone at a certain time, if you're a traveler, if you travel to different countries, you've done forex trading at a certain time, but you don't even know you've done forex trading. But today, for us, what we are talking about is called retail forex trading. The forex trading you did, that of exchanging currencies at a forex bureau, is not retail forex trading. Retail forex trading is the one we do online, where we sell and buy currencies. And currencies are so volatile. You whenever you make an exchange with a different currency, you find the price still the same because of the you not find the price still the same because of the volatility in the exchanging currencies. For example, you might buy something, you might go on the forex bureau and buy $100 for, like, let me give an example of the South African rand. Uh, in uh, in June this year, if I went to buy $100 at a forex bureau, I would have paid 1,500 rand. But today, since the South African rand has lost its value, a lot of its value in almost 2 months, I'll pay 1,700. So you can tell if somebody had bought a lot of US dollar at that time and kept his money in US dollar while here in South Africa, right now they would have made a lot of money. Let's say, for example, I had 15 million rand, which would equal to $1 million in June of this year. And today it's August. If I'm to sell that 15 million rand, which I had put in dollars, which was 1 million, I would get 17 million rand, making a profit already of almost 2 million rand in 3 months, in a 3 months period. That's what forex trading is all about. And that's how we make money, through the volatility of the currencies, the changing value in currencies each and every day. We take the smallest of the smallest change in digits of the currencies every day. Some when you're exchanging at a forex bureau, you won't even know the small digits that change on a forex currency at any given day. But if you're a retail forex trader, for us, we notice those digits on a daily basis and we follow them to make money on that small change. So as a forex trader, we take chance of that volatility to make money in the forex market. I think for somebody who wanted to understand what forex trading is, I think I've explained it as I can.
Yes, I think you really have done it so well. Just maybe to ask you, how long has forex trading existed? How long has it been in existence?
Forex trading has, as I've told you, if you go to a forex bureau to exchange money, you're doing forex trading. So if I can tell, I think from the time we started using currencies, forex trading has been there. But if you're talking about retail forex trading, I think between the 1950s and 1940s, around there. But the New York Stock Exchange was opened in 1911. 1911. So forex trading has been there for a very long time, and you will leave it. You die and leave it there like any other thing we find here on the world. You find it and leave it there.
Okay, cool. So you've been talking about something very, very key, which I think our listeners need to understand. So you've been talking about currency pairs, and you're saying if you someone is to really go into forex trading, then you need to understand what currency pairs you're gonna be dealing with. For starters, what are currency pairs, and how can one actually understand the word currency pairs?
Okay, currency pairs. These ones are very vital to know. As I told you, you have to understand since they are the foundation of all forex trading. First, let's talk a little bit of what a currency pair is. A currency pair consists of two currencies from two different countries, which are paired together to form a single currency pair. There are a lot of currencies, and there are a lot of currency pairs on the forex market. Actually, in the world, for any country, it has its own currency. For you to exchange it with a currency pair of another country, you have to pair them together. I'm gonna give you an example. Right, for example, there is a currency from UK. The currency they use in UK is the Great Britain pound, and the currency they use in Japan is the Japanese yen. So if you merge those two currencies together, they they form a currency pair. But on the forex market, we will merge them with the main currency from the strongest country to the other country. For example, the UK has a bigger economy than Japan, and when we bring them together, we form what is called the Gbp Jpy. Gbp represents the Great Britain pound, and JPY represents the Japanese yen. For you to understand where does the term GBP comes from, you need to know a currency pair and a currency. A currency is for a country, and a currency pair, it has to be a merge of like two currencies from two different countries. So for GBP as a currency, it consists of three letters, and those three letters is G, B, and P. The first two letters represent the country, and the last letter represents the currency itself. For example, GB means Great Britain, and P represents the pound sterling, which is the currency used in Britain. On the other side, we have the Japanese yen. JP represents Japan, and the Y represents the yen, which is the currency they use in Japan. So that's why the currency from Japan is called JPY, and the currency from Great Britain is called the GBP. So if you merge those two currency pairs, because in trading, you can't trade one currency pair. You can't trade a Great Britain pound against Great Britain pound, because it's like selling your own house to yourself. Like you want to buy a house, and you want to buy your own house. Who is gonna? How are you gonna pay yourself? So you'll have to get somebody else who has another house, and you buy a house from them. That's what we do in trading. We merge two currencies from two different countries, and we trade them. We merge a GBP plus the Japanese yen to form GBP JPY, and we trade that currency. And I'll give another example. Another example is like the let me give an example of my country and where I am now. For example, the Uganda shilling and the what, the South African rand. The South African rand is abbreviated as ZAR. I don't know why, but I know ZA. Most people, I don't know where the Z came from, but it's ZA, the South African rand. whereby, as I said, the first two letters, the ZA represents South Africa, and the R represents the rand, which is the currency. And the Uganda shilling is mostly called the UGSHS or UGX, whereby the first two letters are for Uganda, UG represent the country, and the SHS represents the shilling or the X. So when you're to trade a Uganda shilling against a South African rand, you will call it a ZAL UGX, and you get the denomination between the two currency pairs where they meet. In currencies, we also have what we call classification of currencies. We have major currencies, we have cross currencies, and we have exotic currencies. The major currencies, this is because they have the most liquidity in the world, and they are 8. These ones include the US dollar, the euro, the Great Britain pound, the Swiss franc, the Japanese yen, the Australian dollar, the I think there's the New Zealand dollar and the Canadian dollar. Those are the major 8 currencies in the world. These are also the best currencies to trade when paired together. For example, I was talking about the Gbp Jpy. That's the Great Britain pound against the Japanese yen. The US dollar against the Canadian dollar. USD CAD. The Canadian dollar is abbreviated as CAD. CAD. Uh, as I told you, CA means Canada and the D is for the dollar. The most traded currency actually on the Forex market is the Euro USD. The Euro is EUR USD. That's the most traded currency on the market. Reason why we call these currencies the major currencies in the Forex market is because they are the most volatile in the market and will easily make money because they make huge movements in the market every day and have the lowest spreads in the Forex market while trading. I'll talk about what a spread is in the future and explain it very well to those who don't understand what a spread is. So, I've talked about currency pairs. I've talked about the major currency pairs. We also have the exotic currency pairs. We also have the cross currency pairs. Cross currency pairs, these are the currency pairs which don't have. Okay, there is major currency pairs and they are different from the major currencies. As I told you, we have what we call the major currencies and we have what we call the major currency pairs. The currencies I was talking about at first are what we call the major currencies. Now let's talk about what the major currency pairs are. The major currency pairs, these are currency pairs which are paired with the US dollar. For example, Euro USD, USD CAD, USD Canadian dollar, USD Swiss franc, Australian dollar, US dollar, New Zealand dollar, US dollar, Great Britain pound, US dollar. Those are all called major currency pairs because they have US dollar in them, or US dollar is merged with them to trade them. Then we have what we call the cross currency pairs. These are currency pairs which don't have the US dollar in their pair. For example, Euro, Great Britain pound, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, Great Britain pound, Japanese yen. When I'm talking about all these currency pairs, I think you can understand there's one thing they have in common. I have not mentioned US dollar in all of them. That's what
So,
makes them the cross.
Ivan, you mean to say for the major currency pairs, they must have a US dollar within the pair? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yes. And the cross ones, they don't have the US dollar in them. But again, there is what we call the exotic currency pairs. So exotic currency pairs, these are currency pairs which have a major currency pair and a major currency, sorry, and a pair of an emerging economy. Remember, there is a major currency pair and a major currency. For a major currency pair, for a major currency to merge with a currency from an emerging economy, we call them exotic pairs. For example, emerging economies, these are like second world countries. For example, South Africa, Brazil, Mexico, Singapore, Turkey. Those are what emerging economies. So if you merge a US dollar and a South African rand, that becomes an exotic currency pair. If you merge a US dollar and a Turkish kron or a Mexican, what do they call it? Mexican, I forgot what it's called. Or
Just
Singapore
to be
dollar.
yes, just to be clear, Ivan, does what do you mean by emerging economies? Is it second middle income economies? Is it, or emerging economies are actually different from middle income economies?
Merging economies in Forex, I would say those countries which are some are when you talk about middle income economies, you talk about China is a first world economy, but China's currency is in merging economies, is classified under merging economies in forex trading because its currency is not widely traded on the forex market because there is not a lot of countries which trade with China. For example, which trade with China in the Chinese yen. Most Chinese actually, even Chinese themselves who come to Africa, they use dollars. But there is a country like Japan. Japan, if you're to trade with Japan, they have a policy that you have to use their currency. That's why its currency has a very strong stand and is among the major currencies. But you'll find China's, as big as it is of an economy, its currency, and even Russia, the Russian ruble and the Chinese yen, they are not under the major currency. They are also classified under exotic currencies. And when you merge them with any currency pair, they also become exotic currencies because their volatility and the way they are traded on their volatility on the forex market is not a lot. So that pushes them into merging economies on the forex market. I don't know if I've explained it well.
Yes, I think actually you've made a clear point. So the reason I was asking that is, someone would say, currently in Uganda we had a debate where our leaders were thinking Uganda is a middle income country and stuff like that. So I just wanted to get that clarity that emerging economies, actually a country can be considered first world, but their currency is actually considered emerging economies. So that's what I had wanted to differentiate.
Okay, yeah, that is possible because I've talked about some examples like China, Russia. There are a lot of countries which are in first world countries. The Abu Dhabi, the Saudi Arabia, those countries have developed now, but their currencies are not widely used. So they are not even among the exotic currencies that we trade on the forex market yet. But you can tell their economies are growing very well. Even the Kuwait dinar is the strongest currency in the world right now, but it's not traded on the forex market because no one uses it on the world market. I even had the the Brics countries want to merge together to form Brics countries. These ones include Brazil, Russia, South Africa, China, and India. They want to form a major currencies because they are tired of relying on the US dollar, because whenever something happens, like you see, USA can put sanctions on them and it can affect their economy. So I'm waiting on that one to see what they'll bring for us. But as we will go forward, I don't want us to focus on these exotic currency pairs, because me personally, the only exotic currency pair I trade is the USD South African rand. Others, I don't even look at them. So, and whatever I'll be looking at, will be talking about major currency pairs and cross currency pairs. I think that's all is there to talk about currencies. If people have questions, they'll write them down and they'll be able to ask at the end of the session. So whatever we're talking about, note down any question you have and we'll answer it.
Yes, fantastic. So you did actually a very good job in explaining the currency pairs. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, if you are having a question on what Ivan is saying, please note it down. We're gonna give you an opportunity to ask those questions or to make your comments or to even tell us what you think about Forex trading. But for now, if you have any comments or you want to tweet out what Ivan is talking about, please use the hashtag Forex Trading Simplified. That's what we're going to use to track all the comments and everything, all the questions that you're asking. So, Ivan, there is a very, very common term that many forex traders and people in the forex industry use, which I think our listeners actually need to get acquainted to very, very fast from the beginning. There is a term PIP. Would you
Oh,
tell us what PIP is? Because people talk about it like, hey, I'm going to trade some pips, yeah, I go into the profits with this many pips, I go into the loss with this many pips. What is a pip? What is a PIP in Forex trading?
okay. For those, if as I said earlier, for us who do retail forex trading, we always focus on getting the smallest digits that most people don't see, and that's what is called that. Those are what we call pips. The pip is a representation of percentage in point. Percentage in point. That's why it's abbreviated as pip. PIP.
Oh, so
It's
PIP is an abbreviation, percentage in point, you mean?
yes.
Wow, okay.
It's also the least decimal of a currency pair. But before a pip, we also have what we call a pipette. A pipette is a point or a digit of a currency pair, which is a tenth of a pip. Remember, I told you we go deep. For example, for those who run, for those who watch athletics, like 100 meters and 200 meters, they don't only stop on the seconds, they go into microseconds and tenths of a second. So microseconds are like a pip, and a tenth of a second is like the pipette. As I've said, a pip is a percentage in point, and it represents the least decimal of a currency pair. For example, Euro USD right now, as I'm talking, is as a currency pair is 0.99, but the zero represents what 0.9 represents what you see at a foreign exchange, but the 0.996 or whatever it is represents what we trade in the forex market, and it's called the pip. But if you go beyond 3 digits after the decimal point, I mean, if you go beyond 4 digits after the decimal point, or like on a Euro USD, that's when a pipette comes in. For example, the pipette I'm seeing right now on Euro USD is 5. It's 0.9965. So that fourth number represents the pipette. But pipettes change easily, and other currencies don't even have a pipet, don't even reach in a point of having a pipet, because they are not traded until that decimal point. We are not in a Zoom. I would have shown what a pipet and a pip looks like, but you write it down, go on the internet or search on Google right now, and search pip and pipet. Pipet is spelled as P-I-P-P-E-T-T-E. That's a pipet. Yeah, I think I've explained that. Yuga man, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I think you've done due diligence on that. So there is another common word that is used. I hope our listeners are actually trying to pick some of these things. So there is another word that I have come across so many times when people are talking about forex trading and how you go into the market and you trade. People talk about the word lot, and that is LOT. I just wanted also our listeners to be able to acquaint themselves with the word lot. What does the word lot mean? And maybe if you could give us some examples.
Okay. A lot is a very, very important thing. And most traders don't make it to being profitable because of this word lot. Lot is we call it a lot, but it ends like lot size. Most those who know what forex trading is and what I'm talking about, it's what we call lot size. A lot is simply a unit in measurement in which forex is traded. It's a unit in measurement in which forex is traded. So one would ask, why do we trade forex in lots? Because you can't buy 1 unit of a currency and be profitable with it. So we need a lot of units to be able to be profitable or make money in the forex market. That's why we need lots or lot sizes. And as I talked about the PIP, and I talked about how it also has PIP and the smallest digit of it called the pipet. In lots, we also have three different types of lots. We have the micro lot, the mini lot, and the standard lot. The micro lot is when you buy 1,000 units of the base currency to trade with. Most traders who use this have less than $50 in their account to trade with. $50 or less. Most people come in the forex market because they don't know what they are doing. They have $50, they want to make money. They go straight to a standard lot. You use a standard lot, in a few seconds, your account is blown, and you ask yourself, what did I do wrong? Because, and you see, maybe somebody also took the same trade as you took. After your trade is taken out, you see them making profit. Or even you're making loss and they are making profit. It's because you're trading a standard lot size on a very small account. A micro lot is, as I said, is 1,000 units of a base currency while trading. Then there is a mini lot. A mini lot is when you buy 10,000 units. We said a micro lot is 1,000 units. Then a mini lot is 10,000 units of a base currency while trading. This mostly is used by people who have between 50 to, I would say, $500, though most people who have more than $100 tend to go for a standard lot. But when I'm teaching somebody, I advise them to stay on mini lot if they are still below $500 as their starting capital. Which, when you use these kind of lots, it helps you to learn how to manage your risk in forex trading as a beginner, to become consistent and profitable in forex trading. As I said, lot sizes can make you a profitable trader or can make you hate forex trading. You even call it a scam because you don't know what you're doing and you're making mistakes and you're blaming it on the market or a broker or anything else. but you need to know these things. You need to know what a mini lot is. You need to know what a macro lot is. And the standard lot is when you buy 10,000, 100,000 units. I mean, 100,000 units of a base currency in Forex trading. Remember, we said a micro lot is 1,000 units, a mini lot is 10,000 units, and the standard lot is 1,000 units. So, people I advise to use a standard lot are those who have $1,000 and above. If you to help you manage your risk very well. If you're trading a car, if you're trading with an account which has $1,000 and above with it, then you can use a standard lot. And if you're using a standard lot, doesn't mean should. I will explain more about how you use lot sizes. I also have a table of what lot sizes to use on each account according to how much you have. I think I'll give it to Yugaman and he'll share it on Twitter after this session. You guys can check it out. He'll share it and maybe take a screenshot or save it. It will help you a lot. There is
Yeah,
also one.
I actually think maybe I'll, for those of you that may want to see, like the PEEP and all these things you're explaining, I know you have got some of this material within, your content that you always use to teach people. So I'll be sharing some of that on the TL maybe later so people can be able to look at it.
Okay, and they can also you share them through the hashtag. If you need to see some of the things we share, the hashtag is Forex Trading Simplified. You can always check through. Maybe on a daily basis, we'll be sharing a picture or something that you guys need to know. But also there's what is called, somebody may say, but me, I don't have $50. Can I also trade? Yes, you can. You can use what is called the nano lot. NANO, nano lot. If you have, let's say, $10 and below, can use these are 100 units of a base currency. Remember, I said micro lot is 1,000, mini is 10,000, standard is 100,000. Then a nano lot is 100 units. But you need to be patient when you're trading with a nano lot. You also have to need to understand uh, the amount you have and know that that's why you're using a nano lot to trade. So, since we all now know what a lot is, then what is a lot size and why is a lot size important in trading? Because you use a lot size, you need to have before you use a lot size, you need to have margin trading or leverage in your trading account. We'll explain more about what leverage is, but in short term, leverage is borrowing money of. Last time I explained about what leverage is, but I'll give more details in the future. Leverage is borrowing money from your broker to open a bigger position size while trading using lot size. I don't know how I should explain. I will give an example.
Maybe just before you give the example, there's something that maybe many people may need to understand. Now, previously, from the genesis of, I mean, the beginning of the forex, markets, there was something that was called you must be a big dog for you to participate in the markets. And that actually made it so hard for many people that had little money to be able to participate. So I think what Ivan is trying to explain is when you are actually trading today, the forex brokers have actually made it easy in terms of the lot sizes he's been explaining. They have made it easy that even if you have $10, you can start participating in the market. But previously, $10 would not admit you into the forex market. You would not actually be able to do anything. So forex trading today is simpler because the brokers have actually opened up doors to small scale traders to also be able to participate. Am I right, Ivan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what he's trying to refer to. Like when you have leverage, for example, you actually deposit $100, but your broker can allow you to participate in a market that would require $100,000. But because they know you don't have all that money, so they give you the opportunity to also be able to trade the assets on the market that are worth $100,000. So they give you that leverage. I think that's what he's trying to refer to. Ivan, you can go on.
Okay, I think you've helped me start on my explanation about that. As you said, if you needed to trade with this, for example, I was going to give an example. If you want to open, for example, a standard lot to trade, to buy or sell a currency pair, let's say you want to buy a euro US dollar and you want to start with a standard lot size, as if you're not going to get leverage from your broker, you will need to have at least, I'm saying at least, not at most, at least 100,000 US dollar to open a standard lot, which is the same as 100,000 units of a currency pair, like I explained before. And since most people can't afford $100,000, less alone even 1,000, so it means you won't be able to open a standard lot for a very long time with only $1,000 in your account, or even 500 or 100. So you need at least 100,000, but it's all made possible using lot size and leverage, using the brokers, money that they lend to you. You open larger position sizes, but using less money. For example, the broker gives you leverage according to how much you deposited, but different brokers have different leverages. The broker I use has up to 1:2,000 leverage, meaning if you choose the leverage of 1:2,000, there are different leverages. You choose whichever one you want. Myself, I use 1:500, meaning if I deposited $1,000, my account would be like I have $500,000. You multiply your your what your deposit by 1,000. For example, I deposit 500, I'll be having 500,000. I deposit 1,000, I'll be having 1 million. But it won't show in your account that you have 1 million US dollars. No, you only you only need to know this systematically. And when you're trading, if you know now that you have 500,000, it doesn't mean you should use the maximum lot size that is provided, because you'll blow your account in a few seconds. You need to know how to manage your risk. As I said, we will provide a table showing how much lot size to use according to how much you have in your trading account. So let's
Um,
assume if
just,
you
just Yeah, just to make a comment, Ivan, I have so many requests, from a lot of people. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to request you that you give Ivan about 10 minutes. We're gonna be opening up the line for you guys to ask your questions or to make a comment, or to say something about forex trading. But for now, let's just finish up with Ivan, and then I can start admitting you guys into the space so you can have your say. So kindly don't go away. Just hold that request. Just hold on just a little bit. Ivan is almost done, so we can start asking him questions and making our comments. Ivan, go ahead.
okay. Um I think I'm even rounding up. This was the last thing I was gonna talk about. I just got caught up with time because the last 30 minutes should be for people who want to ask questions and to add a point. So I was giving an example. Let's assume you're trading with a leverage and have $1,000 in your account. You can only open a micro lot of 0.01 if you're using your own money. But if you get leverage from your broker of 1:500, that means you'll be trading as if you have 500,000 in your account. So if you have a leverage of 1:500, to know how much you have in your account, you get what you have in your account and multiply it by what you have in your trading account. So, for example, if you have 1,000, you get 500, which
Ausiana makuku, siana makuku.
you man.
Ivan, I just did remove some of the guys that I was trying to do a queue, but looks like we've been invaded by aliens from Brazil. Yeah, but go ahead. System under control.
These ones sound like South Africans because the languages they are speaking, I kind of understand them.
Okay, cool. So just go ahead. I'm trying to filter out. I have over about 25 requests. So I'm gonna just be looking at the profiles and then I'll be admitting some.
Okay, because I know some people are crooks here. I don't know what they came to do here. Some people, I don't know. You have time to come and be in people's spaces to come and sing. Like, where do they get all that free time? They should give me some. So let's continue. So I was talking about if you have $1,000 and you get a leverage of 500, you multiply it by what you have. $500 multiplied by 1,000, you get a leverage of 500,000. So that means it gives you a leverage to trade with bigger lot sizes on your account. For example, with 1,000, you would have traded with only 0.01, but with a leverage of 500, you can trade up to 1.0 or 0.10 or 0.50. I'm talking about the lot sizes. It's not like we have a Zoom or what. I'd have shown people what I'm talking about because I know some people who don't know anything about Forex now. They need to know what is the 0.50 I'm talking about, where is it coming from, which is hard to explain if I'm not showing it to you, but I'm talking about the lot sizes. So knowing you have 500,000 in your account, even though in reality it's 1,000, it means you can even open a 5 standard lot on your account or open 2 trades with 2 standard lots or open 5 trades with 1 standard lot. So that's why we need leverage and lot size in trading. And also that's one of the big reasons why we need brokers, because we don't have all that money. But again, I'll leave a remark. Don't be fooled with the leverage and the lot size. You have to be good at risk management too. With a lot size of 5, with leverage of 1 to 5, if the market goes against you just by 20 pips, remember I talked about pips, your whole account will be blown in 2 seconds. So even if you know you can use the big you can use the big lot size that the broker has provided to you by providing you leverage, it's better to use low lot sizes and manage your risk to keep your account at float and avoid blowing it. So don't be fooled that now I have a big leverage, I can open any lot size I want. But when we start trading, when we start trading, for example, when we start on a demo, because you can't go straight to a real account, we will start on a demo. I will show you how to manage this risk and how to choose your lot sizes very well. We'll be doing that in the future. I
Okay,
think
cool.
that's it from me. Yugaman can open for the audience.
Yes, thank you very much. So somebody already has a question that has been sent into my DM. They're saying, How much is required for me to start trading?
As I explained, even if you have $10, you can start trading, but you need to know: am I trading a nano account? Am I trading a micro standard a micro account, mini account, or standard account? Some brokers, they don't show that. Those are brokers who want to take money from you, but brokers which show you the different types of accounts you need to trade, those are the brokers that we need to use while trading. As I said, when we reach that part of trading, of starting to trade, I'll tell you guys which brokers are good and which ones are bad. For example, there are
Okay.
brokers here in South Africa that are local brokers that I know. There is one called I won't mention names of brokers. I don't want to be
Yeah,
called out.
you don't want to kill the market. I mean, very soon we may have some who want to sponsor these shows, so you don't want to kill the market. But yeah, but that is very important. I think one of the most really key crucial things is to know which kind of broker you're going to be using when you actually want to enter forex trading market. Isn't that right?
Yeah, and as I've told you, you need to know your lot sizes. You need to know, as the person who asked about how much you need. You need to know the lot sizes you're using. You need to know the type of account you're using and the leverage you're using, and also what you're trading. Because somebody will find people who trade indices like Nasdaq, US 30, UK 100, UK 40, Euro 40, German 30. You find people who want to trade those types of indices with $10. You can't trade indices with $10. But why we're saying you start in forex trading is because you can trade forex currency pairs with the list you have using the different types of accounts. But with indices, it doesn't matter whether you're trading with $10 and you have a micro account. You will be wiped out as soon as possible, because indices, they have times that they jump once the stock market is opened, whether it's the London Stock Exchange or the New York Stock Exchange or whichever country stock exchange. Once they open, there is always a sharp jump on the indices, and that always takes out a lot of people who don't know if they are in the market at that time, and they don't know what's happening.
Okay, fantastic. So there is someone else who sent me a DM, and this is quite a bit lengthy, but let me read through it. Hi, Yugaman. I have been trying out Forex trading for the last 4 months. I have been downloading so many apps from different brokers and I end up losing my money. Now, please help me understand what should inform my choice of broker and how should I be able to leverage so that I make money like some of our friends do.
That's what I think I was talking about the whole of today. Uh, don't come in the forex market if you need to solve your problems or make quick money, because the more you come with that kind of attitude, the more money you're gonna lose. Me, to be profitable, it almost took me a year, but I'm not saying it will take everyone a year. Some people are more clever than I am, because me personally, I was so bad with numbers, but at least I didn't give up. And don't give up on forex because you're bad with numbers or what. No, there are kids who are better than me in school with numbers, but I can beat them in forex. And not because they are better than me in numbers or what, because I know what I'm doing. Once you know what you're doing, it doesn't you will know. That's what I said. We need to start with learning. You After you learn, you will know which broker to choose. You know which account to choose. You know how much to put in your account. You will know what to trade, and you will also know when to get out, when to get in, what to avoid, and all those kind of things. So that person, I would advise them to always come here and learn. And also think in the future I will create a group where I'll be teaching those who are interested, if not only on space, because myself, I have a lot of free time on my table. I analyze in the morning, put in my trades or my buy stops and buy limits, and just wait for my trades to trigger and make profit or loss throughout the day.
Okay, fantastic. So somebody else is asking a question, Ivan, here. They're saying, is it true that Forex trading only makes money for the rich? Because for me, I have been trying, but I don't seem to make money. Is it true that it only makes money for the rich?
You need to see why you're not making money, and you need to, as I told you, you need to start with learning. After learning, you know what you were doing wrong and where you're not doing it the right way. After doing that, you know why you're not making money. Me myself, I'm not that rich. I think I showed you, man. I still trade with accounts of $1,000, but I can make money with that list with that man. There are people who trade money with 50,000. There are people who trade with $1 million. There are people who trade with. I can even trade with, even if it's $100. I can still make money with it. Once you master the art, it doesn't matter how much money you have or how much money you're using to trade.
Okay, so it's not about, being rich and you think you dump your money into the Forex trading market and stuff like that. So there is another person asking, I think this person is already actually trying out to trade. They're saying, what is your comment on Meta 4 application? Because they have been using it and I think they need your comment on that.
I use MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5, but MetaTrader 4 is the old version of MetaTrader 5, but there is no difference actually in both of them. Just that with MetaTrader 5, it has a lot of tools you can use to analyze and yeah, those kind of things. But there is no difference. I trade with both of them even until now. I have I have an account on MetaTrader 5. I have an account on MetaTrader 4. I actually personally I prefer MetaTrader 4 because to execute my trades because it's quicker on my side with the broker I use. And I use MetaTrader 4 to analyze because it has very at exact points with the currency pairs and everything, and it has all the tools you need to analyze the market. So, but I think somebody, or if you're trading, you also need to learn both of them, to learn how to use both of them. They are not way too far from each other and they are not complicated. Even my broker has their own trading app. I won't mention what broker I use for now. That will come in the future, but I use their app to trade it. But I use it only to open trades and close trades because it gives me notifications as my trades are closing or my trade has been executed or I've hit a stop loss or a take profit. It always the notification pops up on my phone. That's what I like about it. So it doesn't matter which app you're using. Though there are apps that I wouldn't recommend, mostly apps created by brokers. There are a lot of them which are meant to take your money. I want to mention those apps here now. As I said,
I think I think maybe one time we'll just have a session where we just go bare knuckles, because we want to create a community that is profitable and create an opportunity out of this, forex trading market. What do you think? Maybe we should have that red hot session where we just knock out things.
I think when you're here on Twitter and talking about things, there are a lot of people listening from different backgrounds, and you don't know who you're talking to. So I think the best way to do it is creating a group where we can talk about such things because here anyone can take information and use it the way they want because you said it. But when we are in a group like a Telegram group, you can be anonymous and send your information the way you want, and no one will come after you. Here, you come and talk bad about a broker, and they will sue you for no reason. And I don't have money to go to courts with brokers.
I like that last disclaimer. So there is someone also asking something, but I think I can actually take on this one. They're saying, so are you guys willing to start trading on behalf of other people who can be able to invest money in you? I think, Ivan, if you, with your permission, can I take on this question?
Yeah, we talked about it, so you can take
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're discussing here, we don't intend to take anyone's money to make them money. What we intend to do is raising awareness and educating ourselves so that we all can be able to participate in this opportunity. So many people actually do call Forex trading a scam, including myself. 4 years ago, I did think the same way because they actually don't dare to think what the market does or what this thing is all about. All they know is if I have $200 or $500, I can give it to someone to trade for me. So we don't intend to do that. And this question actually comes in from a friend of mine who is in Nairobi, but we don't intend to do that. What we intend to do is to teach ourselves how to go about this opportunity. And at the end of the day, we want you to be a participant. We want you to actively be involved in this market. We don't intend to take anyone's money to start investing on their behalf. That is where actually the problem starts from, where people think this is a scam. So I think that is clear. I don't know, Ivan, if you have anything to expound on that.
Okay, what I will say about that is that one problem with people's money is that they once somebody gives you money, they want to know how much am I gonna make. If you don't kick on the deadline or what, that's where problems start. So we don't want to engage in with anyone's money to trade for them. So what we want is to teach you. That's why I said if you want to go into Forex, you need to learn. If you're not willing to learn, Forex trading is not for you. And after learning, you will do it yourself. And trust me, you'll enjoy it more than you think. And you'll come here to give testimony one day that thanks for telling me to learn and do it myself instead of you giving people your money. That's why they start scamming you all. You want to make quick money and you give somebody else. If I'm to trade for somebody, I can trade for them and make money, but I don't want to do that because I want to teach them how to make their own money using forex trading and stop sending people money to trade. You don't know the other person behind the phone. They'll take your money, they'll eat it, and you'll cry with your problems, and you have nothing to do about it.
Yeah, that's very true. And maybe also something I had really wanted to emphasize is going, because there is so many ways we can help each other make money. For example, I know Ivan has been growing a lot of accounts on his own. We can have a community where we share insights. So, for example, if we know tomorrow a dollar is going to make money or a pound is going to be on the market and it makes a lot of money, we can have that kind of community where we get to share. Ivan, what do you call them? Will you call them? There's a term
Signal.
used. Signals, yes. We can have a community where we share signals. We're like, okay, guys, tomorrow, because remember, Ivan talked about a 6 trillion market trading day. 24 hours, $6 trillion. So you just can't finish this money. But if we are actually able to pick into the right signals, then you are actually able to share with your community. Because at the end of the day, we want to create an opportunity where each of us takes advantage of the internet, takes advantage of the retail markets, and takes advantage of forex trading. So we would rather have a platform where we share signals than taking someone's money. So we don't intend to do that. And for those of you that are listening to us, please, we don't intend to do that, and we will never do that. So if you're interested
Ah,
in this, you
you mean
must be able to do it yourself.
signals? Even
Yeah.
even with
Mm.
the signals, even with the signals, you need to learn and know what you're doing. If you come into just trade using somebody's signals, and you don't. Me personally, when I was starting my career in trading, that's what I was focused on, trading using other people's signals. But it landed me nowhere. Actually, it landed me into more losses because personally I didn't know what I was doing, and I thought I can just copy and paste what somebody else has told me to do. But to copy and paste, you need to learn and know. If I give you a signal and I tell you go buy euro USD, if you know what you're doing, you also check and see what is he talking about. Why is he saying buy euro USD? Because if if I'm saying buy euro USD, and for you when you analyze you see a sale, then you won't take that trade. That will help you to cut on some of the losses. And also, if I tell you buy euro USD, take profit will be 1.009, and if you reach a point and you see that market is gonna turn, even if I gave a certain take profit point, you can always get out of the market because you know what you're doing, instead of doing copy and paste and wait for everything the person is saying. That person is controlling your money. It's the same as you giving me your money to trade for you. I'm controlling your finances, and one thing you should never accept is somebody to control your finances 100%, because they can do whatever they want with it. Can make you make losses. I can make a contract with. There are brokers who make contracts with traders, big traders, and they tell them collect people, give them signals, and make them make losses. We will share a percentage commission with you. Those things happen in the forex market. So if you don't know, now you know.
Fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open. Please request for the mic if you have something to say. Marvin, I can see you. Marvin from Kenya. I see a lot of my friends here on this space. Please do request for the mic if you have something to say. If you want to make a comment or you have a question to ask to Ivan, please do request for that microphone. And also, there is someone, Ivan, actually, who was, I think, the first person to ask a question, just that I had skipped it. They are actually asking, what's the difference between the normal forex bureaus and the forex market?
As I said, the normal forex bureaus, they are used for exchanging money for customers. You bring, they also make money, but for them to make money, you need an office. In forex trading, me, I work in my home. I don't need an office. I work online. I only need a phone and internet. Forex bureau, you need to pay taxes. You need to get a certificate from the government. You need to get an office, and you need to also have employees to work there. And also, you need to find a suitable place where you get customers. You can't put a forex bureau anywhere, because you have to target customers and know that in this place I'll have a forex bureau and I'll get customers here. But with uh, with forex trading, I don't need customers. I can sit here and make my own money in silence. There are a lot of differences between forex bureaus and forex trading. I think we should make it a topic explaining why forex trading is different from a forex bureau in the future.
Okay, fantastic. So we have got some people on the request platform. Track Official, if you could unmute yourself, simply tell us who you are, where you connecting with us from, and go ahead with your comment or question.
Okay, how are you, Gaman? How are you, Mr. Ivan?
We okay?
Truck
We're
official.
doing fantastic.
Yeah, I'm calling in from Bukoto, and I've been following for a couple of weeks now. But my humble request is if we could visually do this, like this is very informative. If we could maybe get a platform or a Zoom session or a Telegram channel, anything that is really visual, because this is very informative. That was my request.
Okay. We'll talk about that with Yugaman and come up with an answer.
Right, thanks so much.
All right. Thanks for your question.
Okay, fantastic. I think, Ivan, that's actually a very pretty good request from Track Official. One thing that we intend to do is we just did not want to rush into this. We didn't want to take people extra steps ahead. One of the reasons we did this is we want to create a foundation. We want to create a platform because if we take you there without you knowing what you're going to be going for, it may become a bit hard for you to even commit the time and also be active the way we want you to be. So this is our foundation, and I'm pretty sure that after maybe 2 months or 3, we want to be having a platform. Most likely we would actually have a very dynamic website where you guys can have various options for you to come and choose what you want to learn in this industry. That's what we intend to do. And I'm very sure the reason I have had so many people actually who are into the forex trading market reach out to me, but the reason I decided to work with Ivan is our own person from Uganda who is currently residing in the South African Republic. But definitely, we know that we want to do something for the Ugandan community. One of the reasons we even started this space is we want to share the opportunity. We know how hard it is today for someone to find an opportunity. Personally, I've been out of employment since 2017. I know how tough it is to survive. I know how tough it is to make a living when you're out of employment. So we thought about it and we're like, okay, we can do this for our brothers and sisters, and we can be there to drive a community that is growing so we
And
can be able to help each other.
we talked about seminars. I'll be able to come back to Uganda and we'll do seminars in Kampala. So those ones will also come around December, January, and February, around that time.
Yeah, so Track Official, rest assured, we're gonna do that definitely, but we wanna also lay a very good foundation to
I'm not
that.
talking about, I'm not talking about online seminars. I'm talking about where we'll all be there in person.
Fantastic. So I'm gonna invite Bob. Bob, you've been so patient. Thank you very much for holding on. Bob, please unmute yourself so you can have your say or your question.
Thank you so much, Ugaman. And Ivan, first of all, I want to appreciate Ivan for being so honest. Having done my fair share of the literature as regard to Forex, I believe and I can attest to Ivan's deliberations. Thank you so much. You're just one person out of so many that care about telling what it is, calling a spade a spade. I don't know if this can be answered right now or it could be answered later on in the platform that we shall have to develop, but I was wondering if Ivan could shed more light on the relationship between lot size, leverage, and risk management. Yeah, I have read, but they usually come to me so confusingly. So I don't know if it will be answered later or now, but if you could shed more light on that, it would be very helpful. Thank you so much.
I think Ivan can be able to do something now. Maybe later on he could expound even in an explanation in a post. But for starters, he can be able to say something at least.
Okay. As I told you, lot size, risk management, and leverage, they carry most of what you need to know before you enter into the Forex market. But most people don't understand that. And when they come in, those three things make them lose a lot of money and they don't know. First of all, you first choose a leverage you're going to use when you're choosing a trading account. Let's say for me, I choose a leverage of 1:500. You need to know that if I deposit 1,000, I'm going to trade as if I have 500,000. So, meaning I can use up to a maximum lot size of 5. But this is where risk management comes in. Knowing that you can use a lot size of 5 as maximum doesn't mean you should use it all. It means you have to give your your account a breathing space. So it's better if you can use a lot size below that and way too below that. For example, if I have, for me personally, if I have a $1,000 account, the maximum lot size I can open is 0.10, and I can't go beyond that, because that's how you need to manage your money in, because with that you also have to put in mind, how much am I willing to lose? How much am I willing to lose? If you have 1,000, let's say I'm willing to lose, let's say 5%. 5%, I think that's like $50. So if I'm willing to lose $50, I have a method that I use that will teach it in the group. I have a method that I use to find the correct lot size that I should be using to manage my risk, and we'll share that method in the group that we'll create, because here I can't share it here just talking. It's not practically reasonable.
Okay, fantastic. Martin, thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. That was a fantastic question. Martin, please unmute yourself and you go ahead.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Yugaman and Mr. Ivan, on the insight of Forex. Well, basically, I just wanted to get to have something clear. There is this thing I've heard of about fundamental and technical analysis in terms of Forex trading.
Yeah. Okay. Fundamental analysis is basically what is called news trading. Technical analysis is where you go on the charts and read what the charts are saying, and you use it to open trades and close trades. Fundamental analysis is you wait for the financial news that come out. We use me personally, I use different apps. I use investing.com, I use CNBC app. Those are the two apps that I use for news, and also my brokers app also tells me the news that are coming. So we'll teach about fundamental analysis and technical analysis in practical ways, because we can't teach fundamental analysis in the way we are talking about Forex now. But again, next week, there are some of the topics that we'll be talking about. Not next week, on Thursday, there are some of the topics that we'll be talking about in more details. What you need to know about fundamental analysis and technical analysis in regards to trading, because they are both different and they are both necessary to know while trading. They are very vital issues that you should put into practice while trading Forex. Thank you for the question. And maybe if you have any other question regarding that or anything else.
Martin, does that answer your concern as of now? Maybe as we wait to delve into the details?
Yeah, basically that has kind of brought more light into the whole aspect. Thank you very much.
You. Oh, you're welcome, Martin, and thank you for tuning in and for being patient. So, ladies and gentlemen, this show is going to be happening every Tuesday and every Thursday. This is how deep we want to go into this thing. So, maybe before we close this particular show, I just want to tell you guys something. Individually, there are so many things that I think we need to take advantage of, but unfortunately, there's a lot of, I would say, ignorance in, closed brackets, because there are so many opportunities that we miss because of what people say or what we hear. We never want to go and research. We never want to go read deeper. We never want to go do something beyond what social media is saying. One of the reasons we started this show, we spend 1.5 hours every single Tuesday and Thursday, is because we want to help ourselves. We know how different the world is today. We know what we need to succeed. We know the parameters that many of us need to undergo to be able to make those critical decisions. We understand that to have a successful business, you don't need to have billions of money or millions of money. You just need to know how to do things right. And this is one of the reasons that we decided. Ivan can tell you, he has reached out several times to me. And previously, I would say no, because I adamantly did not understand what this was all about. I ignorantly refused to actually accept Ivan to teach me what things were all about. So after some, maybe two years or 1 year, I discovered that I needed to learn some of these things. It's not about the degree I did. It's not about the bachelor's I have. It's not about even the master's I'm going to do. It's about creating the freedom that allows you to succeed. This, what we're doing, is what we're aiming at. So we don't intend to make anyone that attends this space to waste their time. We actually want to make your time very productive. Create an opportunity that shows what else can you do, what else can you add onto your income stream. Ivan will tell you that being a forex trader, you actually need a revenue stream. You don't need to actually come to forex without a job. You need to maintain your job. You need to maintain your career. You need to maintain your farming. You need to maintain whatever puts money into your pocket, because forex trading is another investment opportunity that we want to take advantage of. And that's the reason we're doing this twice every single week. We're going to do this for the longest time until we create a difference within ourselves. So for those of you that always stick here to the end of the show, big up to you, because we are not doing this just for 2 weeks or 1 month and then we abandon it. We have quite a very, very strong plan that is going to help many of us become much better. So every single time you come to this show, rest assured something is going to be added onto you. But we see where the world is going. Employment is becoming scarce. Whereas people skilled to do different things continue to make money, we want to be part of that section that continues to make money. We already maybe 8 minutes past our ending time. Ivan, do you have any parting shots?
Maybe I'll leave a little bit of motivation here too. Me personally, I came here to do what? I came to South Africa to study. But when I got here, things became tough at home, especially even before the pandemic. But during the pandemic, they became harder. So what helped me was that before that time, I had taken on trading, started to learn. And right now, I don't regret any of the time I spent while not doing anything else but taking nights out to go on a computer and learn every night and every day to learn what forex trading is. I met a lot of difficulties on the way. I met a lot of scammers on the way, but with all that, what I want to help you guys who are listening right here and those who will be following us is to avoid the mistakes that I went through and not waste your money on a lot of people on the internet who are giving misleading information, calling themselves experts. I'm no expert, but I'll share the little knowledge that I have with you guys, and you can start from there and take on your journey. I'm not going to give you everything that you need to know because I don't know everything in the forex market. And I know from the people that we will be teaching, I know there are people who are going to come out better than me. I know there are people who will be talking and they'll be teaching me new things on a daily basis once we get there. But what you need to know is that I see a lot of my brothers and sisters in Uganda. They go to hustle in Dubai and other in Arab countries, and spend a lot of money on those kind of stuff. They can even put in up to like 20 million Uganda shillings, and with that money you can spend at least 6 months learning how to trade. There is no one in this world, I'm telling you, even if you are the dumbest of the dumbest, everyone can learn forex trading as long as you put in the time. There is no skill you can't learn as long as you put in the time and you get onto it and you get on the ground and you start learning everything from the start to the end. Jumping a step is not gonna help you in any way, trying to make it quick. Once you get to know the skill, then it doesn't matter how much money you'll be using. It doesn't matter even if you trade 2 times a week. I can make make $500 today, and tomorrow I'm not even in the mood of trading. The other day I may trade, I may not trade, but as long as at the end of the month I'm getting the money that will pay my bills. And in this world people chase different things, but personally I chase being financially stable and having a stable mind. If I know that I can afford anything I want, have a place where to stay, have something to eat, have money if I want to go on a vacation, I don't need to own a $10 billion company. Nah, that's not me. But some people want to get everything. But what I'm telling is that forex trading will give you that little freedom you want after putting in the time. And most people who have families and kids, you know how important it is to want to start home and share those moments with your kids and be there for them. So once you've put in the time and you've learned forex trading, you'll get all the time you want in the world to spend with your family and with your loved ones, and do the things that you've always loved to do that your 9 to 7 job doesn't give you. So that's all I wanted to say. Just put in time in this and you won't regret it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Marvin, do you have something to say? Marvin, I understand there is a lot of forex trading in Nairobi. Marvin, if you could request for the mic, so you can have a word or two to say. You've been here for the entire session. I would really love so you can say something. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for now we are almost coming to a close of this session. I want to thank you, Ivan, for always taking off time to speak to us and have something to say. So there is David. David, you want to say something? I have approved your request. Um, David, yes, David, speak to us just before I conclude.
Hey, Yoga man, and Mr. Ivan, thank you for today. So
David, go ahead.
my question, I had a question or something I would like to ask Mr. Ivan if he could recommend us like any website or any somewhere where we can read this information very well, because there are a lot of information which is going on Twitter which we can't, as you said, believe or what or trust. So if you recommend us like anything until like the time comes when we will have another space, so that I don't give him like a lot of work to do, and he comes when we know some things, please. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Okay.
fantastic. Fantastic. Ivan, over to you.
Okay. The best website for any beginner in forex trading is called babypips.com. Baby pips.com. Babypips.com is the best website for beginners. There is a lot of information that I've been talking about here. Yeah, if I had known that website too when I started, I would have avoided a lot of things that I did that made me lose a lot of money. So if you're here and you need to learn more as a beginner, go to that website. It won't teach you everything, but it's a good kickoff. And as you said, once next time I come back here, it will even be better because most of you will be knowing what I'm talking about because that information is on that website.
Fantastic. I want to thank everybody that has been able to join us for this conversation. Um, Apparently, I just want everybody to know that, I mean, we've had so much time, thinking between what we can do, what we can't do, and some of the things we can learn. But one thing I know that will actually make us better is we need to have an open mind. In this world, you just can't be believing in only your own thoughts. We need to be able to open up our minds and be able to learn a few things from other people, from other countries, from other nations, and other communities. I mean, diversity is what actually makes us better. So, Ivan, I want to thank you once again. This is fundamentally one of the biggest platforms for Forex trading. For the longest time, I've had people come to my DM and say, hey, Yugaman, we've been scammed so many times. For the first time, I see people attending this session from minute one to actually until we make almost 2 hours into this space. For me, that is very incredible. And I know that many of us are actually on that journey. We need to transform ourselves. We're going to wait for no one to come and wake us up. We need to tap each other and be on this journey. So, Ivan, any parting shots?
I think that's all for me today. Yeah, have a good night, guys. We'll post what we promised the lot sizes, but I don't think maybe those who are already trading, but for the beginners, please don't use it for now. Don't trade for now. Don't rush into it. Just be patient. Your time will come, as I told you. The money is there and it will not get done.
Fantastic. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for connecting into this space. Please go ahead, share your experience. Tell us what you've learned today. Use the hashtag. Put out your thoughts. Put out your heart. Let's pick what you actually pick from these sessions. Maybe there are things we need to include. There's some things maybe we need to talk about next time. Suggest some of the things you really want to know. So from me and Ivan, we want to wish you a great night on this Tuesday night. We will see you guys again on Thursday, 8 p.m. to 9:30. Please be here. Let's all stick together as we go into this journey. So thank you very much and have a fantastic night, ladies and gentlemen.